everybody, and welcome to the Nines. The city of Detroit still roaring over those Lions, baby. Dan Miller has a report from the team's headquarters ahead of the NFC Championship game this weekend. Plus, the nation's first presidential primary is happening today in New Hampshire. We'll go there live, where they are expecting a record number of votes. And Oscar nominations are out this morning. Lee Thomas helps us break down some of the nominees. Critic Lee speaking. Hey, let's go. Tuesday show, The Nine, starts now.
Live from the Fox 2 studios, this is The Nine.
Oh, I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
There is nothing holding Shawn Mendes back, nothing holding us back. We are so happy to be hanging out with you on a Tuesday morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Nine. Hopefully you are inside warm somewhere, just looking out at all this, guys. Let's take a live look real quick. We're looking at the road conditions. The tricky thing is sometimes it's just wet. This is the Fox 2 Weather Beast, by the way. And I'm not talking about Josh Landon, but he is in the Weather Beast.
I cannot.
Wouldn't that be a cool superhero name? I'm the Fox 2 Weather Beast.
Weather Beast.
He's in the area of 8 miles, so it looks just wet, but then you hit a slick spot. You don't know what you're dealing with, so we'll check in with Josh. Coming up, he's been driving all over town trying to keep track. So, welcome to The Nine. Maurielle Lue, Ryan Ermanni, I'm Deena Centofanti.
Can I just say quickly, they were on the lodge with it this morning because, I mean, despite those road conditions, I mean, you know, I'm sitting there gripping it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, one after the other.
Are people trying to prove something? I think they're irritated when we take it slow, and that gets people sort of, you know, amped up a little bit.
Well, they need to calm on down.
Did you guys
all the way down.
notice any of that
All the way down.
on like any of the roadways that you were driving?
Yeah, I was on Telegraph going pretty slow, and a guy, I think I should have been over a lane. I think I was in the wrong lane. My bad. But I was trying to figure out where the most
tracks were.
Road was showing.
Yeah.
And this guy went around me in a pickup truck. I think he was mad, so then I got over.
And that's what I was going to say. Maybe if you could give us just a few words for Truck Guy.
Truck Guy's got to slow down. I mean, it's the bottom. Where are you going, Truck Guy?
Yeah.
But this was like little mini car guy today.
Ford
I mean, not even. I mean, there was a couple of trucks, but then there were a
Dodge Neon Guy?
I mean,
couple of regular sedans.
Okay.
Sedan guy.
All right.
I mean, sedan guy is flying by going 75 miles an hour on ice. I'm like, sir, where are you going?
Slow down.
I mean,
let us know the hashtag that I didn't say anything about the road situation.
Yeah, I don't like that. Guys, the Detroit Lions becoming quite the story nationally. A lot of people cheering on our team, we know that. And it led to this on First Take from ESPN personality Stephen A. Smith.
Detroit, phenomenal fan base. Yeah. Great city. Been through a lot. The downtown area, big time. The stadium, big time. But you go to other outskirts of the Detroit area, it looks like a damn desert town. I mean, I'm sitting there wondering how the hell people making money. I'm just looking. It looks like a desert town. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, what the hell is going on in this city? And then you see the Detroit Lions coming up and sort of reviving. Just giving. They were on. They were on a respirator, for crying out loud. Just as a city.
Watch your mouth, Stephen A. Smith. That comment caused Smith to then come back after the commercial break and clarify what he meant.
What did you mean, Stephen A.?
The city of Detroit. I'm saying they needed all the help that they could get, and Detroit Lions have assisted in that regard. And I hope businesses are booming and things are continuing to develop for the betterment of that community, because they deserve better than what some of the politicians and what some other folks have given to the city. I am not disrespecting the city of Detroit. I'm saying they needed.
All right,
Those other fellas aren't saying a word.
Not a word.
Orlovsky's sitting there.
How do y'all feel about about that? Do you feel like the clarification makes it better? The comment section was real hot yesterday. I had my little drink and I just was swirling my tea and just scrolling. They were coming for Stephen A. Smith in the craziest way.
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't know why you want to drag us down when we are just way up here. I mean, we are feeling so proud of all things Detroit, including the Lions. Yeah, I mean, the city has had some struggles, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And certainly, as the Tiger, you know, many people talk about the Tigers did back in
06?
Yeah, or way back in
68?
history. Yeah. Sports teams are able to bring new life, revitalize, and do all those things, of course.
I look at this and, you know, part of these shows, and it is a show, it's an entertainment show, is trying to say some outlandish things. And I don't think Stephen A. meant disrespect. I think it sounded a lot worse than it was meant to sound. Stephen A. is a big fan of Detroit. He loves the city. I think when you get caught up in these shows where you're just trying to be so opinionated, sometimes the words don't come out exactly the way you want them to. Trust me. So,
yeah.
I mean, I give Stephen A. pass on this one. He's a big fan of the city, and we give him a mulligan on this one.
Yeah. So is this one of those things Detroiters can talk about? Detroiters can say it, but you don't want people outside of the city speaking on the city of Detroit in any, like, is that what I'm hearing? Because some people were in the comments saying, well, there is still a way to go, and, you know, there's more to the story, but it's not untrue what he said. And then other people just weren't having it at all. Keep Detroit out of your mouth.
People just want to be mad to begin with.
Well, no, people, I mean, but let's just say, like, people who cared about Detroit were like, wait a minute.
It's like I can talk about my mama, but you can't talk about my mama kind of thing.
Exactly.
But I just think, though, the timing is just misplaced. If you want to sit down and have a real discussion about the city of Detroit, the revitalization, sure, different neighborhoods still need help. That just the area and the city, it's so vast, and the struggles with getting city services to all these areas, outskirts. Sure, that can be a legit discussion. It has, but you don't need to bring up all that right now, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, just say congratulations,
Let's
Lions.
just focus on the Lions. The Lions are plenty of a story without bringing in a bunch of other stuff. We got all kinds of hurdles that we have overcome as a sports team. So
that part.
Tell him, Deena.
Mr. Smith.
And then there's this.
Stephen A.
Speaking of the city of Detroit, the city of Detroit getting a thank you letter of sorts from Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. Florio, a national columnist for the football website, wrote in his column that he has never been to Detroit. He never had any reason to come here, but he was in town covering the Lions and Bucks over the weekend, and now he cannot wait to come back. He wrote, quote, I loved it there. It has a great feel, real and authentic, and yes, gritty. The people were extremely nice, everyone, friendly, happy, helpful, authentic. He went on to write about how sports pulls communities together. A really nice piece by Florio about us here in Detroit.
That's awesome.
You know, when you talk about these big events, right? I mean, the Lions hosting a playoff game, the NFL draft coming here, whether the Final Four in 27, when you have people who wouldn't normally come to your city, this is what it is. You know, this is their introduction to your city, our city, whether it's Detroit, Indianapolis, Houston, wherever, whoever's hosting a big event. And when you pull it off like that, and when you treat people kindly, you get that kind of publicity. And that's what helps change this ever nagging narrative about the city. Stephen A.
Stephen A.
I think also the way we are, our hospitality industry in Detroit, I think is so strong. When you go to venues, even as people who live here, I feel like it's just a warm, welcoming. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Deena from Fox 2.
Right.
But still, I feel like people just know how to make people feel welcome. Yeah. And they know what they're doing.
Florio wrote, so one of the people at the stadium that was working at the stadium was out there, saw Florio walk in. They said, oh like, it's the best smoke break ever. He's out there smoking, talking to Florio. It was great.
Where can people read that?
ProFootballTalk.com.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Speaking of being hospitable, Ford Field hosting a viewing party for the NFC Championship game this Sunday, but it is sold out. Now, of course, you can watch the game right here on Fox 2. You can host your own viewing party right there at your house. Kickoff 6:30 Sunday night, followed by all your highlights. I mean, kickoff. We got pregame.
Oh my
we got all kinds of lead up. There's going to be extensive fun coverage of this. So there you go. Ford Field, it's probably going to be a great vibe there. And so tickets have already sold out to that.
I'm disappointed. It's my own fault. I had heard about this yesterday and said that would be a great way to watch the game. Go Lions. What a great idea.
Yep.
And I just was not expecting everybody else in Detroit to have the same thought that I had in that second. Good on everybody who rushed and got those tickets. I wish I had got mine, but this is going to be such a great place to watch that playoff game.
And you know, throughout the broadcast, they're going to continue to show the scene in Detroit at Ford Field.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Hopefully with a bunch of cheering fans.
Yeah.
Hey, this is happening back in Detroit.
Yes.
Really awesome. It just goes to show you this Lions team has created this vibe here in the city.
Yeah.
Everybody wants in on this thing. You talk about pulling people together. This Detroit Lions team and Ford Field has been open 22 years. The memories made at Ford Field over the last 8 days.
Yeah.
My goodness. Awesome. I get goosebumps just thinking about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did that for you, by the way, and not the goose pimples.
Also, there will be, as you've probably seen, there will be watch parties happening, of course, downtown and at your local, probably favorite hangouts too. So everyone trying to get together. There's something about getting together and showing our support that just makes us feel good as a united people.
But know the kind of game watcher you are. Don't go to a bar telling everybody to be quiet, okay? You have to watch it at home if that's the kind of game watcher you are. I'm still deciding because I do love the atmosphere. I do love, you know, just a bunch of people being there and you're high-fiving and you're, but sometimes you do want to hear what they say. Wait, what just happened?
What was the call?
You can't go shushing a whole bar now. That's just not going to work out.
Yeah, what is the etiquette though? You're at a bar and you're trying to hear like a critical.
You can't go to a bar and expect to hear the game.
Yeah, nothing.
Right.
I don't know. I was at Johnny Black's for one of the games and they cranked that volume way up.
You could hear good?
I could hear.
Sure, I'm sure you could, like, the volume's up, but you're not going to be a dedicated listener.
They're not taking it back for you. Wait, what is that? Oh, that was a funny commercial. Run that back. Run that back.
Exactly.
Couples that want to improve their relationship might want to think about going on vacation.
Oh, nice.
Without each other.
Oh.
Solo vacations
is that
becoming,
an option?
well, for some people, solo vacations are becoming more and more popular, especially among retired couples. That's according to last year's U.S. Consumer Traveler Report. Travel companies say that most married solo travelers are women, and some of them say that they want to see the world, even if their spouse isn't interested in that destination. Solo travelers also say they appreciate the freedom and enjoy making new friends. Lord. Absolutely not. No.
It's a hard no for me.
Big hard no.
What are you taking a trip for on your own?
Where are you going?
Right.
What you doing?
What do you mean you need to make new friends?
Oh, we got friends. What about Tony and Chachi? They're fine.
What kind of friends are you talking about?
They've been friends all this time. They're not good enough for you no more? What's going on with that?
Puzzled. This is a real thing.
It is now. Okay. On the other side.
I think this is a generational thing, man.
Well, I do actually think it's a real friend. I do know a couple, and the wife does take many trips with her girlfriends.
Okay, that's one thing.
Out to see, you know,
that's different.
Okay, so really? Because to me, you're still taking trips without the husband.
This is solo travel.
Okay.
This is like, hey, I'm going to go to Chicago tonight without you.
Even too many girls trips, though.
Right.
Lots of girls trips. Every time you log on to Instagram, you're like, when are you home with your children?
Like,
I can't imagine. I don't like going anywhere without my kids.
I go on a golf trip. I go on a golf trip.